The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network. All of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for this 18th day of August, 2022. We are down really to the last, 3 weeks of the season or whatever. So this will be our longest regular season and postseason of baseball on the channel. And today we'll have the first two games of the series between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Boston Red Sox. Toronto at 86 and 57 is in first place in the American League East, as they were in real life. The Red Sox have overachieved. In fact, they've already passed their real life win total. They've won 82. They were 81 and 81 and 85, which is why 86 really was such a surprise. 20 days left, they're 82 and 62, and they are just 4.5 back, and they have 6 meetings left with the Blue Jays. You will see 4 of those games right here on Retro Sports Network, and in a change that I would normally do for a Red Sox game. Being the Red Sox fan, I usually manage all the Red Sox games. To be fair, when they go to Toronto, I will manage the Blue Jays, because it's only fair to do it equally for that. So, big doings for Toronto. They split the 4 in New York against the Yankees, which is just fine for Toronto. The Yankees couldn't gain any ground. They have 3 left against New York in Toronto to close the season. Whether that means anything or not remains to be seen. This is game 144 for Toronto. For the Red Sox, they have 20 games left. This is game actually, they don't have 20, 145. So they have 17 games left. If they win out, they win 100 games. So they have 18 games left, including this one. So the Red Sox have 6 shots at the Blue Jays, and they're 4.5 back. So both teams control their own destiny. And we got ourselves an ace matchup on this Tuesday, September 17th. Well, Cam Boyd looking for his 18th win for Boston, and Dave Steve, I think, looking for number 20 for Toronto. And so that's the setup on this beautiful Thursday in Burlington. 68 in Boston, and winds blowing in at 2. You ready? I am. Let's go. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 1985, tonight from Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts. It is the Boston Red Sox and the Toronto Blue Jays, and today's game is brought to you by DigitalTheDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. How you doing, Matt? So 68 degrees, winds blowing in from 2 from left center, as Oil Cam Boyd takes his warm-up tosses, making start number 32 on the year. Hey, K. Mert, how are you? So he's going to have 3 left after this. Dennis has actually got a shot at 20 wins if he wins this one. 17-8 with a 4.18 ERA. 26 years old, fastball pitcher 87, and a standard pitcher. How you doing, Mr. Howard? Against Toronto, this will only be his second start. They hit him hard, but he didn't lose. 8 1/3 innings. I'm doing well, thanks. Good to see you too, Matt. 13 hits over 8 1/3 in that one start. 7 runs all earned, a walk and 5 strikeouts, and an earned run average of 756. But somehow the Red Sox bailed him out. His last start was a no decision against Baltimore, a 10-9 loss a week ago, so he's got all sorts of good rest. 7 2/3, 116 pitches, 15 hits. He does give them up. It's kind of like Casey Kasem. 8 runs, 7 earned, a homer. He walked 2 and struck out 4. I'm not seeing that Toronto start here, so obviously it was early in the season. Well, Can, 256 1/3 innings, 283 hits, 128 runs, 119 earned. He is the Brad Radke of the Boston Red Sox. 36 home runs allowed. He has walked 60 and struck out 142. This will be the lineup he'll face. Tony Fernandez leads off at short for Toronto. Lloyd Moseby is in center. He'll bat second. Rance Mulliniks bats third and plays third. George Bell cleans up in left. Al Oliver, the DH, bats fifth. Is that Heathcliff Johnson at first batting sixth? Wow. Ernie Witt behind the plate will go seventh. Jesse Barfield in right batting eighth. And Party on Garth Borg batting ninth. And playing second, Dave Stieb on the mound for Toronto. And he should throw about 135 pitches. Now, this is a good example of a team in real life, as we set the Red Sox defense, that was just letting things go. But as you can see, it pretty much is their everyday lineup. Mike Easler is not your everyday left fielder. He is a 2 and a 1 out there, and if that's Strat, that's fantastic. It's Action PC, and it's terrible. Tony Armas a 3 and a 3 in center. Dwight Evans a 7 and a 9 in right. Wade Boggs a 5 at third. Glenn Hoffman a 5 at short. Marty Barrett a 6 at second. Bill Buckner a 5 at first. Buckner vying for the MVP, oh, by the way. Rich Gedman a 7 and a 7 behind the plate. And Boyd a 7 on the mound with a .988 fielding percentage. So today and Tuesday in Boston for Toronto and the Red Sox. 4.5 back as we get going. Fernandez at 303, Tony 7 triples, 4 homers, and 47 RBI. And this one starts with a base hit down the line and right. Evans will fish it out. Fernandez will have 2 at least. That's a tricky corner in right field at Fenway. Tony's got 2. He's not stopping. Barrett will cut it off, throw to Boggs. It's going to be close, but Fernandez slides under the tag for his 8th triple of the year. And if you're a Blue Jay fan, that's what you want. There's Mosby, Lloyd at 262, 17 homers, 85 RBI. Toronto controls their own destiny. And with 6 against Boston and 3 against New York, 9 of their remaining 18 games are against teams that are in direct chase. Fly ball to right field. That should score Fernandez. Evans makes the catch. Tony goes back to tag and scores without a throw. So Toronto up 1-0 and 1 out for Mulliniks. Rance at 294, 9 homers and 54 RBI. Hopefully someone's checked on D. Scott Howard after all the champagne he drank after the Dodgers clinched yesterday. And when you win the division by 20 games, you're not backing in. Pitch to Rance. There's a line drive left center. Armas will pick it up. That'll bring up George Bell. Already, you win the division, and now I have to defend myself. Bell at 274, 27 homers, and 102 RBI. Couldn't help but notice last night on Digital Tonight. Yeah, beautiful day at Fenway, Big Dave. How are you? That Ron's favorite replay memories involve Dodger losses. I thought it was just one. Lorenzo, wherever he is, would just harass me about Dodger games. Absolutely harass me. Excuse me. To the point where it really just got annoying. And when we did the 78 replay, did I tell you Bell was at 274, 27 homers, and 102 RBI? I did now. Pitch to Bell. And that's going to be a base hit past Barrett. Armas will pick it up. Mulliniks holds. So runners on first and second. The Blue Jays getting their... In fact, Mulliniks is going to try for third. Armas is going to throw. It's going to be close, and Rance is safe. So first and third, 1 out. That's true, Todd B. Todd B, being a jerk, said it had to be Dodger losses. He has no favorite replay memories of the Red Sox. That's absolutely true. Actually, I do. That's a loss. Al Oliver at 252, 5 homers and 16 RBI. And so in 78, for whatever reason, the Pirates had... How you doing, Stoles Tobby? I'm doing well. How are you? For whatever reason in 78, the Pirates had the Dodgers number. And if Pittsburgh had won that division... Oh, you're still in Chad. I think I've now had viewers or listeners in every continent except for Antarctica. Yes, this is a long story. If you keep interrupting me, it gets longer. So the Pirates, 4 more weeks and back home. Good for you. The Pirates, I think, were 11-0 against the Dodgers or whatever. And someone was moping about the fact that LA couldn't beat them. And so, extra inning game at Three Rivers Stadium. And I think my best available pinch hitter was Mario Mendoza. And, of course, the Mendoza line. I mean, most of you know that. Oliver, 252, 5 homers, and 16 RBI. Pitch from Boyd. There's a ground ball right to Boyd. Goes to Barrett for 1. The throw to Buckner for 2. They turn it. The Jays get a run on 3 hits, and they only leave a runner on. Half an inning in the books. 1-0 Toronto. Afternoon baseball. Yep. So Dave Stieb, 33rd start of the year. 3 left after this. A 20-game winner. 20-8 with a 287 earned run average. That was my old phone number, was 287. 28 years old. Fastball pitcher at 90 and a ground ball pitcher. Against the Red Sox. 1 start, 8 2/3 innings, 2 hits. He walked 5 and struck out 3 in a win. He beat the Yankees on September 12th, a 10-7 win. Dave is watching a pineapple pizza ad. Going to go on his pickle rick in his hot tub in a moment. 7 1/3 for Steve against the Yankees. 136 pitches, 13 hits. Gave up all 7 runs and got the win. A homer, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. So 247 2/3 for Steve. 206 hits. 89 runs, 79 earned, 16 homers, 99 walks, and 165 strikeouts. Here's a lineup he'll face. Dwight Evans leads off for Boston to right. Wade Boggs at third will bat second. Bill Buckner at first goes third. Jim Rice, the DH, cleans up. Rich Gedman batting fifth behind the plate. Tony Armas in center batting sixth. Mike Easler in left goes seventh. Marty Barrett at second goes eighth. Glenn Hoffman at short batting ninth. And Joakim Boyd threw 13 in his half of the first. He should throw about 130. George Bell, a 5 and a 5 in left for Toronto. Lloyd Mosby, a 5 and a 4 in center. Jesse Barfield, the best fielder out there, an 8 and a 10 in right. Mullenix, a 3 at third. Tony Fernandez, an 8 at short. Org, a 3 at second. Cliff Johnson, a 1 at first. It's September. Ernie Wood, a 6 and a 3 behind the plate. And Steve is a 7 on the mound with a .946 fielding percentage. Dewey at 248, 25 homers, and 86 RBI. So I had to pinch hit Mendoza because I think I was out of pinch hitters. And Lorenzo has given me a ration of doo-doo about how I cheat against the Dodgers and all that. And Mendoza came up and he had, I remember saying, I think he's got a chance to knock one out of here. And he did, to win the ball game. And that's just one of those moments that sticks with you. Was there any other Dodger loss I talked about, Mr. Howard? Pitch to Evans. Blocked him. So Dwight actually can steal second. How about that? Here's Wade Boggs, 364, 10 home runs, and 59 RBI. Todd B says, after hearing about the Richard Hanna Hockey Project, even I'm intrigued. And I don't know what icing is besides cream cheese. Well, remember, sweet cheese is made of cream. But who am I to disagree? Pitch to Boggs. Got him. So 1 out, a 2-2 fastball. And here's Buckner. Bill, again, MVP candidate at hitting .312. 23 home runs, and he's driven in 103. Yes, thanks for the rim shot, Tribe fan. You're even the same color in my chat as Todd B. And Matt says, I bet Dave's holding up one finger at you, Mr. Howard. Oh, baby. I love it. Pitch to Buckner. There's a line drive to Fernandez, and Tony looks Dewey back to the bag. 2 out for Rice. At 285, 23 homers, and 99 RBI. The Cleveland Barons moved to Minnesota, which moved to Dallas. Steve delivers to Rice, and there's a pop-up in the center field. Mosby tracks over, and Lloyd will make the catch to retire the side. Red Sox go down without anything across. They leave a runner on. After 1-0 Toronto. Yesterday was a good day. That was a fun show to do. So here's Cliff Johnson. Since coming over from the Rangers, 7 for 21 with 5 RBI. Base hit left field. Easler will pick it up. Cleveland does have an AHL team, right? Or is that too close to Columbus to make a difference? Here's Ernie Witt, 251, 19 homers, and 59 RBI. Johnson has my speed, so he's attached to first base. Pitch from Boyd. Base hit up the middle. Armas will pick it up. And nobody out. 2 on for Barfield. Jesse at 300. 26 homers, 82 RBI. Don't think I'm under any illusion that the Red Sox are going to pull this off. They have already beaten, with 82 wins, their real-life win total. So whatever they get now is gravy. Sadly, the Cleveland American Hockey League team for the Sharks was named the Barons. Yes, they do have one, the Cleveland Monsters. And they are an affiliate of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Barfield up the middle. That's going to be extra bases. Armas will play it off the wall. That's a double. 2-0 Toronto. And that's a 6th hit given up by Boyd. And so just like with taxes, Columbus can look at Cleveland and say, who's your daddy? Here's Org, 293, 6 homers, and 29 RBI. So in the game the Red Sox really need, Cam Boyd has not given them a stand and deliver start. And it's going to be 4-0 in a moment as that drops in front of Easler and left. Witt will score. Barfield is going to try and score. Easler is going to exhaust that arm. Here comes the play at the plate, and it's close, and Gedman got him. The throw was actually a good one, and Barfield is thrown out. So Org will take second. It's now 3-0 Toronto. But Mike Easler and that Ramanoodle arm gets an assist out there in left field. Opening 9 for Ocam. Bad. 28 pitches. Inning and a third. 7 hits. 3 earned runs. Fernandez tripled to start the ball game and scored. Go Jays. I'll give you that. Fly ball to left. And my goodness, Ocam Boyd retired 2 batters in a row. Easler, thinking he's, King Kong Bundy out there, looks Org back to the bag. Here's Mosby. Lloyd, sack fly in the first. Popped up. Gedman to the screen. Makes the catch to retire the side. Toronto, 2 runs. 4 hits and no errors. The ghost of baseball demos, I think, has shown up after 1.5, 3-0 Toronto. If I go to the pen for the Sox, I should read this as Vinny. If I go to the pen for the Red Sox, Is that considered an oil change? Actually, that came out more like Andy Rooney. Yes, it would be tied. Here's Gedman, 278, 10 homers and 62 RBI. If the Red Sox go to the pen to replace Dennis Boyd, is that considered to be an oil change? I always wondered why. Struck him out. Steve got him to swing on a 1-2 curve. And that'll bring up Armas. Tony having a good year. 277, 27 homers, 83 RBI. A pitching change could be clutch. Glad to see you guys getting into gear. Sometimes this chat is stuck in neutral. Not today. Pitch to Armas. Tony swings a slow ground ball to Fernandez. Over to Johnson for the out. Maybe that was a late throw and a bang-banger. It brings up Mike Easler. Mike at 263, 18 homers, 82 RBI. Mr. Howard has been sending me baseball-related music through Facebook, and I really do enjoy it. And so I wanted to ask him, Dan Byrne, singer-songwriter, to me, sounds like Tom Petty. I wonder what his thoughts are. Tribe Fan says, and pretty soon, we'll be like Jackson Browne, listening to the strangled sounds of Lawyers and Love as we're running on empty. Can't you tell it's Thursday? Easler draws the walk. Second walk for Steve. 3-1 fastball was a split finger in the dirt. So 2 out for Marty Barrett. Marty at 279, 4 homers, and 36 RBI. Steve deals. Walked him. And so Bobby Cox in the Toronto dugout starting to chew his fingernails. 2 outs and 2 walks. That'll bring up Glenn Hoffman. Glenn at 290, 6 homers, and 43 RBI. You don't get this type of entertainment. Well, no, you don't get PG-rated entertainment on a GTA channel, and you never hear about Jackson Browne on a Fortnite stream. No, not at all. Steve delivers to Hoffman. Glenn into left field. Bell will range over to make the catch, and the Red Sox leave him on. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the third at Fenway, 3-0 Jays. So Mullenix, Bell, and Oliver to face Wilcan. Lance singled his first time up. There was an umpire that whenever he had, I believe, a Tiger game back in the 80s, would call Sparky Anderson by his given name. And I think it's George, right? And they asked him about, well, why do you call him George as opposed to Sparky? And he said, I refuse to call a 50-year-old man Sparky. The reason why I bring that up is because I know what oil can means beer can. And I kind of don't like calling Boyd beer can. Pitch to Mullenix, who singled his first time up. Line drive to Hoffman, 1 out. Here's Bell. I think I made D. Scott Howard pass out. George singled his first time up. 7 hits for Toronto here in the third inning. Got him. A 2-2 fastball caught looking. So 2 out for Oliver. Al grounded into a double play his first time up. Wow. Yep, the umpire, when he called a strike, would step off to the side to point his finger and say, Steve Leake! Was Dutch Rennert, National League umpire, and a good one. Dan Byrne is the poet laureate of baseball and other. Send me some of his other sports stuff, too. does have a little Tom Petty in him. I am assuming that you think there's more of a Dylan influence. He is a poet laureate, and he's a good one in song. Pitch to Oliver. Got him! Boyd got him to swing and miss on a fastball. No runs, no hits, no errors. He settles in. After 2.5, 3-0 Toronto. That's the nice thing about the lack of lag on Twitch. Who was that? Yeah, he just answered. Dutch Renard. Dutch Renard. It'll be Evans, Boggs, and Buckner here in the third for Boston. Steve is opening 9. They got him on 41 pitches. They don't have any runs on him or hits. But he has walked 3 and struck out 2. Dewey walked to start the ballgame. Evans into right field. Barfield coming in. 1 out. Johnson. Wow, that wasn't as far as I thought. Johnson almost on the grass. 1 away. It is 63 degrees in Boston. Let's hope the robots are that animated. You could do that on the replay board, right? And when the fans start to chant about bovine manure and other things you can find at your local Agway, do they give everyone the heave-ho? Here is Boggs. Wade struck out his first time up. Into right field. Barfield going way back there. And that ball is way out of here. My goodness, Boggs thinks it's 1987, and the Red Sox are on the board trailing 3-1. Boggs just crushed his 11th of the year. And let's see if we don't crash the game, shall we? My goodness, did he hit all of that one. Only thing Barfield could do is turn and watch it go. You don't get many souvenirs back up that deep. So let's see if the Red Sox can make a game out of this. Here's Buckner. 0 for 1. Those hair club steroids must have kicked in. They weren't they weren't in his plugs, Todd. They were in his chicken. And remember, you got to right the chicken's done right. Yeah, Jose Canseco's fried chicken emporium. We do chicken right. Pitch to Buckner. Here's a ground ball to Johnson for the out. First time that Scotty met Dan, he was wearing a Giants jersey and hat on stage. I'm sure that went over real well for you. I was sporting a brand new Dodger hat in the first row. He came down and stood right in front of me for part of the show. The next night, I love it. The next night over a beer, he pointed out that we could agree to hate the Reds. I love it. Where is he from, by the way? I'm assuming if you're wearing the jersey and the hat that he must be from San Francisco. Here's Rice. Jim is 0 for 1. 2 out, bottom of the third. Line drive, right field. Barfield running over. Makes the catch to retire the side. But Wade Boggs with that mammoth homer to right has the Red Sox on the board after 3-1 Jays. So Johnson, Witt, and Barfield to face the can. Cliff singled and scored in the second. Ground ball to Boggs. Wade across the way. 1 out. Ernie Witt singled his first time up and scored. I plan on being with you guys tonight at 8 o'clock to do some football. The new Strat football game is out. And so for the first time really ever, I'm interested in the current season. I won't pick up a retro season. And I plan on playing the Bills and the Chiefs from Arrowhead. Ernie Witt singled and scored his first time up. in the center field. Armas coming in, and that's a great diving catch on the grass. 2 out. So that brings up Barfield. Jesse, RBI double. So Oil Can has settled in there. In the center field, Armas moving way over, back to the wall, and will make the catch to retire the side. So again, Jays 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 3-1 Toronto. So, don't look, Steeler fan. Here are the standings. The Dodgers are champions of the National League West. Houston, I think, should finish under 5 or over 500. Everything else is a question mark. San Francisco and Atlanta won't. In the East, the Cardinals realize they need to start winning some ball games. The Mets have won 4 straight, but they've lost ground. And St. Louis has a 10-game lead in that division and a magic number of 10. In the American League West, the Angels and the Royals are 6-2 and even. With 20 games to go, the magic number is 20. And in the East, the Blue Jays have lost 2 straight. The Yankees have won 3 straight, so they've cut that back down to 4. And the Red Sox are just hanging around, 4.5 back. Detroit and Baltimore mathematically with a chance, but one of those 2 teams needs to go on a tear now. And Milwaukee and Cleveland are watching the Browns and the Packers. Atlanta is 55-0. Dan is from Iowa. Started singing in the same Chicago folk clubs that spawned Steve Goodman and John Prine. Oh, nice. 55-88. And 40 back. And that is the biggest spread of anybody. It is not the, in fact, it is the not the worst record. That's Cleveland at 56-90. Gedman struck out his first time up. Steve starts the 4th, winds and deals, and Gedman draws the walk. 4th walk from Steve. Here's Armas. Tony is 0 for 1. Red Sox have 1 hit, and Boggs made that a good one. He bombed one to right. Armas strikes out, got him on a 2-2 swinging. Brings up Easler, who walked, 1 out. 3rd strikeout for Steve. Base hit right field. Barfield will pick it up. Gedman will round second and hold. And so the Red Sox got something cooking here in the 4th for Marty Barrett. Do I with 1 out? Yeah, I do. Marty's gonna wait for Stephen Witt to change the signs. Marty's gonna square. And the bunt is down. Steve off the mound. He only has a play at first. And that's over to Garth, and there's the out. So 2 out. But you got to kind of get the Red Sox speed jump-started. A single with 2 out should score Easler and tie the ball game at 3. Hoffman, not a bad hitter. 0 for 1 today. And that's exactly what it is. Over the mound for a single. Gedman will score. Mosby up with it. It's not a deep ball at all. Easler scores without a throw, and the Red Sox have tied. So it's 3-3, and the bunt worked. Somewhere Keith Law is choking on his sandwich. Easler wasn't going to score from first on that. Now, Dewey could homer, and it won't matter. But that's why you bunt, even with 1 out. Here's what... And imagine me playing the Red Sox and talking about sacrifices. It'd be like Bill Walton doing prescription drug ads or something like that. Here's Dwight Evans. He's walking his 0 for 1. Opening 18 for Steve. 80 pitches, 3 2/3, 3 hits, a home run allowed. That was the bomb to Boggs. Davis walked 4 and struck out 3. And Matt's response to that is going to be 1986 was a pretty good year for Houston. Pitch to Dewey, Hoffman on first. Snap throw by Witt over to Johnson, and they double, and they got Hoffman. So Hoffman fell asleep out there, and what a heads-up play by Ernie Witt. But the Red Sox get 2 on the single by Hoffman to tie this one up. 2 hits, no errors, and they don't leave anybody on after 4 at Fenway. It's the Red Sox 3, the Jays 3. So Org, Fernandez, and Mosby to face Boyd. Struck him out. A 1-2 fastball on the outside. And that's the third for Dennis, who has thrown 58 pitches through 18 batters. 4 in the third inning, 7 hits. And all 3 runs are earned. What other sports does Dan Byrne like or write about? Of course, if you talk about sports and popular music, I'm not talking about Take Me Into the Ball Game or Casey at the Bat. A couple songs come to mind. Center Field by John Fogerty. And of course, the story of the Hurricane about the boxer Reuben Hurricane Carter by Bob Dylan. Pitch to Fernandez. Tony swings, ground ball to first. Buckner, great play, over to Boyd for the out. Lloyd Mosby has an RBI. He's 0 for 1. In the left field, Easler somehow having himself a day out there, and that will retire the side. Wowzers, halfway home on a Thursday afternoon. You guys are in a good mood. So the Red Sox, Blue Jays and Red Sox are tied at 3. If you joined us late, here's how we got here. First 2 innings were all Toronto. Lloyd Mosby a sac fly to make it 1-0 Blue Jays. In the second, 2 runs on 4 hits. Jesse Barfield doubled home Cliff Johnson to make it 2-0. Then Garth Org singled home Ernie Witt to make it 3-0. Then the Red Sox stormed back Wade Boggs. A bomb, and I mean a bomb, to right field to make it 3-1. In the fourth, Glenn Hoffman a 2-run single to make it 3-3. Whoops. I wasn't done with you yet. So Boyd 7 hits through 5 and all 3 runs. Steve 3 hits through 4 and all 3 runs are earned. In fact, as Dwight Evans steps back in, he was at the plate when Hoffman was picked off at first by Ernie Witt. Steve 81 pitches now, 4 innings, 3 hits. The home run to Boggs. He's walked 4 and struck out 3. Struck him out. So that's 4 and 0-2 fastball looking. 1 out for Boggs, who hit his 11th of the year his last time up and is now driven in 60. Struck out his first time up. So there's a line drive to second. Org makes the catch, 2 out. Brings up Buckner. Bill is 0 for 2. Base hit right field. Barfield will pick it up. Buckner still has some speed, but he'll hold with a single. In fact, he can steal the base if I want. Here's 2 out for Rice. Jim Ed is 0 for 2. Yeah, you know what? I don't want to dish off on anyone's games. I didn't buy last year's version of Action PC Basketball, and I'm probably not going to buy this year's version either. But it does look underwhelming, to say the least. I think you're right. Throw to first, and Buckner is back. So Rice is sitting on 99 RBI this year. And that won't be 100, as that's in the right field. Barfield into foul territory, makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, a hit. They leave a runner on. We go to the sixth, 3-3. So Mr. Boyd has settled in after a rocky couple innings. Mullenix, Bell, and Oliver to face him. Rance 1 for 2 with a single. Boyd kicks and fires to start the sixth. Line drive past Barrett into center field. And Armas will pick it up. George Bell 1 for 2. George has singled and struck out. That's true. He doesn't charge you the new version to play the Elite. Actually, he does. If you went and bought the 2022 season, or 21-22 season, and don't buy the game, I believe it's $30. Eventually, it'll go there. So, yeah. So, I'm not going to pretend to, speaking of new games, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert in Strat football. But I'm very curious to see how those two teams play in Strat. Bell hits a fly ball to left. Easler, again, looking more than competent out there, makes the catch. Mullenix is going for second. The throw to Marty, not in time. So not sure what Rance's chances were, but the rare first to second on a fly ball. So Rance ran on his arm and it worked. Here's Oliver, one out. Al struck out. He's 0 for 2. Over. I wonder what that was in the real game. It must have been in the 50s, right? Pitch to Oliver. There's a ground ball to Barrett. Marty by the bag over to Buckner for the out. Mullenix moves to third. 2 out, 3-3, sixth inning. Cliff Johnson 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. Where did they use Cliff in the playoffs? Defensively, he's terrible at first. They've got 2 catchers already in Martinez and Witt. And Willie Upshaw's going to pinch hit. So as a pinch hitter, Willie is 0 for overall, 252, 11 homers, and 61 RBI. Mullenix on third. Boyd 2 out, top the sixth. Delivers. Right field, Evans. And we remain at 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. So we go to the bottom of the sixth there at Fenway. Jays and Red Sox squared away at 3. So it'll be Gedman, Armas, and Easler. Rich has struck out, walked, and scored. 0 for 1. Steve right on 100 pitches as we start the sixth. Line drive to Org. 1 out. Brings up Armas. Tony has struck out. He's 0 for 2. Got him. That's 5 for Steve. Armas swung on and missed the good curve. A sharp one indeed, and then I'll bring up Easler. Mike has walked, singled, and scored. Cliff was never a great catcher either. I remember him with the Tribe, and he was known for swinging and losing his bat in the crowds. D. Scott Howard is looking to get banned. Did I hear right that Bill Buckner's walk-up music is Bob Marley's Bend Down Low? Person whose team is in the playoffs should not joke around when games 3, 4, and 5 are controlled by opposition. Somewhere in here, I have a St. Louis Cardinal hat. Just saying. You know what I don't have? A Los Angeles Dodger hat. You banned yourself. Walk this way. Ugh. The only other person that could sport the high tops the way that Bill Buckner did was Johnny U. Pitch to Easler. Mike hits a line drive to second. Org is there, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 7th. 3-3 the score. So Witt, Barfield, and Org to face Boyd. And Orkin, again, he went from this was going to be a short outing to pitch count-wise, he could go all the way. It scares you when Dave wears his Dodger cap. Why is that? Pitch to Ernie. There's a ground ball to third. Boggs to Buckner. 1 out. Come on, in Dave's era, they were the Trolley Dodgers. They were in Brooklyn. And if they weren't the Trolley Dodgers, they were the Robins. Here's Barfield. Jesse 1 for 2. He's got himself a double and an RBI. Line drive to second. 2 out. Speaking of which, our friend that lives in Poland but is currently in Chad. If you ever had listened to a shortwave radio back in the 80s, you would get the Armed Forces radio and television service, which was a no commercial, pretty much running newscast thing. So you'd get the AP at the top of the hour and UPI at 5 after, and the networks after that. And before ESPN carried every sport that ESPN wants to carry, you could listen to the games on Armed Forces at night without commercials. And so when they would go into their, buggy whips and their snake oils, you'd get scoreboard updates because it was non-commercial. And it was awesome. Drove my mother nuts. But on a Sunday, they would generally carry the double header that you wouldn't see on TV. Good Morning Vietnam, yeah. Armed Forces Radio. So Garth Ord, by the way, 1 for 2. RBI, single, and a strikeout. In the center, Armas moving over. 1 out. Or 3 out, 1 of the 2. If I was paying attention, no runs, no hits, no errors. Stretch time here at the Fens, 3-3 the score. It'll be Barrett, Hoffman, and Evans to face a tiring Dave Stieb. But Dave has held the Red Sox to 4 hits. He's walked 4. Ground ball to Upshaw, who's a 6 hit first, underhands it to Stieb for the out. When Scotty was spending summers in Nome in the early 70s, Armed Forces Radio was our only connection to the outside world. Music, news, and sports. The stuff they pumped on shortwave, there wasn't any music with it. And it certainly wasn't meant for domestic consumption, but there were a lot of sports. A lot of sports. Would they hit that script to yeah. Can you imagine? Robin, please stick to the script as you're playing a DJ. Oh, no. No. Here's Hoffman. Glenn 1 for 2 has driven into on that single in the 4th. Can you imagine when Robin wasn't the marked professional that he became? And poor Pam Dauber. on Mork and Mindy, trying to control Robin. Yeah. And the last year, of course, Robin's idol, Jonathan Winters. But did she get a line in the entire season? Pitch to Hoffman. There's a pop-up right side. Orga's going to run a long way. And Garth in the stands. Yes, he does. What a catch by Garth Org. 2 out for Dewey. Steve's first 27 on 120 pitches. 6 2/3. 4 hits. The home run to Boggs. He has walked 4 and struck out 5. Evans 0 for 2, walking to strikeout. It was a very good movie. Seems like that was can you imagine anyone else in that role but Robin? Pitch to Evans. Struck him out. That's 6 for Steve. No runs, no hits, no errors. We got a pretty good one brewing here in Boston after 7, 3-3. So top of the lineup for Boyd. He's only faced 27 batters on 86 pitches, 7 innings, 8 hits. All 3 runs came early, and they're all earned. And he has struck out 3. Tony tripled to start the game and scored on the sac fly by Mosby. In the left field. And Easler will watch that one hit the wall. Tony's in the second standing, and the go-ahead run is on. Nobody out for Mosby, who's 0 for 2. Has a sac fly, now has 86 RBI. Stanley begins to loosen in the pen. No, wait, he's gesturing to the hot dog vendor. Are you sure you and Demos weren't switched at birth or something like that? Pitch to Mosby. Lloyd ground ball to second. Barrett has to go to first. Fernandez goes to third. And the runner is retired. 1 out. And now the question is, do you play them in? Do you want Mullenix for Bell and set the double play? I think you got to play him in. So they come in. Oliver, I think I would have walked Bell for to set up the twin Bell. See if this works. Got him! A 2-2 fastball looking. And that's 4 for Boyd. And there's 2 out for Bell. George, 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out. So 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors for Toronto. They've left on 3. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Boston. They've left on 4. Pitch to Bell. And George sends this one into shallow left center. In comes Easler, rides the Schwinn, makes the catch. And that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. No, we just pitched. And it worked. After 7.5, it's the Jays 3, the Red Sox 3. So Boggs, Buckner, and Rice to face Steve. And you're seeing why the Red Sox are playing so much better than they did in real life. That was a stand and deliver moment there by Boyd. Wade has the home run. In the left center this time, that will stay in the yard. Mosby mows. He's over, 1 out. And that'll be it for Steve. Gary Lavelle comes in. Lefty versus lefty. Got a pitching change. This game coming to you from Fenway Park in Boston. Gary is 36, an extreme ground ball pitcher. Fastball tops out at 89. 37th appearance. He is 3-2, and this would be a decision. He is now the immediate pitcher of record. 2 saves and an earned run average of .398. 4th appearance against the Red Sox, 2 1/3 innings, 4 hits. 4 runs all earned, 6 walks and 2 strikeouts. 1-1 with an earned run average of .1543. Well, does it really matter what you do against Boggs? I mean, Buckner is more of a where you should be platooning. That's the computer. That's not me. Lavelle on the 14th, his last time out against the Yankees in a 5-4 loss. With an inning in the third, a clean inning in the third, and threw 16 pitches. 40 2/3 for Gary. 36 hits, 19 runs, 18 earned. Has not allowed a home run yet. 26 walks and 26 strikeouts. In real life, Lavelle allowed 5. Buckner 1 for 3 with a single. I think if there's anything they really need to work on for Action PC Baseball 23, as it's now 59 degrees here at Fenway, is bullpen logic. I really think that's the biggest weakness of the game. It just doesn't know how to handle it. Pitch to Buckner, and that's in the left field, so it's going to work. Opposite way, Bell coming in, makes the catch. 2 out for Rice. Jim Ed is 0 for 3. Oliver, Upshaw, and Witt. And remember, the Red Sox have no lefties in the pen unless they brought someone up from Pawtucket out for September. Rice base hit into left field, so Bell will pick it up. Molinek should have had it, and that's the go-ahead run for Gedman, who's 0 for 2. He has walked, struck out, and scored. Well, he's the better offensive option than, I'll give you a look-see. I suppose you could go with Stapleton or Dave Sachs. We'll stick with it. I like Gedman behind the plate. See if it backfires. Got him. Swung on and missed, and we go to the 9th. It's a cardiac special on Clinton Park's birthday. How about that? No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the 9th, 3-3 the score. So Oliver, Upshaw, and Witt. Al is 0 for 3. He has struck out and grounded into a double play. If you look ahead to the Red Sox, 9th, Armas, Easler, and Barrett, with Hoffman in the 4-hole. Wilkie delivers, and Oliver punches that one into left center. Armas cuts it off, and the Blue Jays start the 9th with a single, and Damaso Garcia will pinch run. So his 9 speed, even Al is supporting the Dodgers. There you go. Or Al, yep. There's a lot of Dodger fans that watch. I would actually say that the 2 biggest teams I have for support watching are the Dodgers and Cleveland. Here's Upshaw. Willie's 0 for 1. So Garcia, not a threat to steal, but is very good on the bases. Into right. Evans rides the Schwinn. 1 out. Garcia goes back, and now a double play gets Boyd out of it. Here's Ernie Witt, 1 for 3. Ernie's got a single and a run scored. Pitch from Boyd. Ground ball to Buckner. Hoffman for 1, and there's no throw to first, so they get, or the throw is late, so they get the speedy Garcia, and there's 2 out for Barfield. Ooh. And Jesse is loaded for Bear. And so we're going to go to the pen and bring in Rob Woodward. Rob looks like a baby there, doesn't he? So Rob making his 5th appearance. He's going to start a couple times late in the year. Has no record. 7 2/3 since coming up from Pawtucket, and a 2.35 ERA, and he looks like a baby because he is. He's all of 23, a ground ball plus pitcher, and that fastball tops out at 87. He last pitched against the Brewers on the 13th in a 5-3 loss. 2 innings, 28 pitches, and a strikeout. So 7 2/3 for Rob. 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. The homer came against Baltimore. He has walked 4 and struck out 7. Welcome to the pressure cooker, kid. He is a horrible fielder, a .714 fielding percentage. That's great for Babe Ruth, not for Woodward. Barfield 1 for 3. He has doubled, driven in a run. So Woodward trying to do something here, and Barfield gets hit. It got him in the leg, and now it's 2nd and 3rd and 2 out for Garth Org, who is 1 for 3 with an RBI and a strikeout. So 1st and 2nd, 2 out for the kid. He'll catch you one of these days. Here's the pitch. Line drive to Barrett, who leaps and makes the catch. And now it's cardiac time. No runs, 1 hit. The Jays leave on 2. Bottom of the 9th. 3-3 the score. And so Lavelle will face Armas, a pinch hitter, probably, and Barrett. Tony has struck out twice. He is 0 for 3. Long drive, left field, and foul. Oh, that hooked. Armas was halfway down the line. And the governor has given Gary a reprieve. So the count is full. Armas has to readjust. He honestly thought that was gone. In the center, Mosby has it for the out. And that'll do it for Gary. Here comes Caudell, the pitch. Caudell, 3 and 4 for Toronto, 13 saves, and again, immediately he is the pitcher of record with a 4.13 ERA, 35th appearance. Cuffs. 5th appearance against the Red Sox, 3 2/3 innings, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, 2 saves. Last outing, September 9th against the Tigers, so plenty of rest. Inning in the 3rd, 17 pitches and a strikeout. Overall for Bill, 32 2/3. 30 hits, 18 runs, 15 earned, 4 homers, 26 walks, 23 strikeouts. We told you these two teams have 2 more series to go, and they are even, 4 and 4. So they have 5 meetings left, including this. They split 3-1 the wrong way or at home. So, yep, Bill was a very colorful character in Seattle. And Cottle had 2 saves when these 2 teams met in Toronto. Mike Easler, 1 for 2, a walk and a run scored, and a single. 1 out. Pitch to Easler. Struck him out. Got him looking on a 2-2 fastball. And 2 out for Marty Barrett, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. Fernandez, Mosby, and Mullenix in the 10th that the Blue Jays get another chance. Todd B said before, Cottle had some good years, but you have him in your replay for the Cubs. Now your cutoff is 82, right? So I'm assuming you're using 77? Pitch to Marty. Base hit left field. Bill will pick it up. Marty rounds first hard, goes back, and here comes Hoffman. Glenn, his 2-run single in the 4th, tied this game at 3. He is 1 for 3 and is driven in 45. Only the 6th hit for the Red Sox. 2 out. here in the bottom of the ninth. Runner on first. Pitch to Hoffman. Popped up right side. We're going to get some free baseball today. Where's Gardner to jump up and down? Here's Org. We go to the 10th, 3-3. So Fernandez, Mosby, and Mullenix to face Woodward. 79. All the Cubs are mostly... That bullpen, though. Kong and Buckner. But goodness gracious, you have Lee Smith, Bruce Sutter, Willie Hernandez is in that bullpen too, right? I mean, today you win a World Series with that because you only need 6 innings out of a starter. Anywho, so we go to the 10th. Fernandez is 2 for 4. Tony double and a triple. And a run score. Early Hernandez. Yeah, no, that's true. It's not mid-80s Cy Young stuff. Woodward starts the 10th. Fernandez, a slow ground ball to Hoffman. Glenn on the grass has to hurry to first. Buckner keeps his foot on the bag, 1 out. And Donnie Moore, too, yeah. Any sort of starting pitching, and that's a World Series team. And all of those guys were capable of throwing multiple innings. Here's Mosby. Lloyd is 0 for 3 with an RBI. Struck him out. He got away from Gedman. He reached over to his left and tagged him out. Yeah, that's a tremendous pin. You put that pin on any contending team, and that's a World Series winner. Here's Mullenix. Rance is 2 for 4. He has singled twice and struck out. So Woodward getting his baptism under fire here in a pennant race. Got Mullenix to retire the side. What an inning for Woodward. No runs, no hits, no errors. He got Mullenix to chase one out of the zone after 9.5, 3-3. In the top of the lineup for the Red Sox, Evans, Boggs, and Buckner. Dewey is 0 for 3, a walk and 2 strikeouts. So Toronto, who was up 3-0 in this game, hasn't been able to do anything. Well, Cam Boyd pitched quite well, and Rob Woodward is showing some stuff for the future he didn't have. Pitch to Evans. Dewey swings, ground ball to Mullenix. Rants over to first. 1 out. Here's Boggs, solo homer. 1 for 4. Thottle right at his limit. And looking at that outcome box, he's tired. 55 degrees, no real wind here at Fenway. Everyone sitting on their hands, 34,000 anxious people as the Red Sox are 1985 Cinderella. Got him! And that'll do it for Bill. Boggs looked at a 2-2 curve. And now here comes Tom Henke. Henke is 2-0 with 4 saves, making his 9th appearance. Has not faced the Red Sox. The Terminator is 28. Fastball at 95 and a ground ball pitcher. Got the save on the 12th against the Yankees. That was his last time out. 1 inning, 18 pitches, a hit and a strikeout. So overall, Henke, who I think if the Blue Jays win this division, gets into the World Series. 11 innings, 11 hits, 2 runs. Both of them are home runs. Just keep that in the back of your mind. He hasn't walked anybody and has struck out 13. So 2 out for Buckner and Rice on deck. Bill is 1 for 4. Henke's pitch. Buckner into right field, but Barfield will come in. And Jesse gets the ball, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors after 10, 3-3. So this one just turned into a pretty good ball game. Bell, Garcia, and Upshaw to face Woodward. Now that's an interesting thought. Instead of the ghost runner, Scotty says, I think they should give each team an extra out. I like that. But I wouldn't, I would also just do a tie after 12. George Bill is 1 for 4 with a strikeout and a single. Woodward starts the 11th. Line drive to first. Buckner's there, 1 out. So the first time we've seen Damaso Garcia at the plate, he pinch ran in the 9th. 273, 8 homers, and 48 RBI. Woodward winds and deals. Garcia, a slow ground ball to Hoffman on the grass. Glenn's got to hurry, and Garcia is retired, 2 out. So Woodward is held serve, 6 up, 6 down, except for the hit batsman. Here's Upshaw. Willie is 0 for 2. Came in for Cliff Johnson. Into right center, Armas coming in. Tony rides the pony, makes the catch. So no runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 11th at Fenway in what's turned into a slobber knocker. It's the Blue Jays 3, the Red Sox 3. So Rice, Gedman, and Armas to face Henke. Rice 1 for 4. He's got himself a single. Struck him out. A full count fastball that zip passed on the black inside. 1 out for Gedman, who was struck out twice and walked. He's 0 for 3 with a run scored. You can feel the nervous energy here. Gedman strikes out, an 0-2 fastball away. So Gedman has fanned 3 times, and now here's Armas. Tony is 0 for 4. He has struck out twice. The good news is for the Red Sox, Henke is only supposed to go about 25 pitches. He's thrown 16. And they'll get an at-bat in the 12th with Barfield and Org for Toronto against Woodward. Henke delivers, and Armas goes down by way of the K. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. What an outing by Henke. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the 12th. Reaching hands, keeping warm, touching me, touching you. There, did you like that? Sweet Caroline. Wow, wow, wow. There. It'll be Witt, Barfield, and Org. Someone asked for some Sweet Caroline. Ernie Witt's 1 for 4 with a run scored. And there's example 7,538. Why I only do this on the computer. Woodward starts the inning. Witt draws the walk. Who needs a rally monkey? You just need me to sing. First walk given up by Woodward. Here's Barfield. Jesse 1 for 3. A double and an RBI. As there is nobody out in the top of the 12th inning in a 3-3 ball game. 10 hits for Toronto, 6 for the Red Sox. And both teams have left on 6. Pitch to Barfield. Line drive to Barrett. 1 out. And Manny Lee will pinch run. Manny is a 7 runner, not a base stealer. And so in the bottom of the 12th, I imagine it's Buck Martinez to catch. Or, no, it wouldn't. It's going to be Heron or Steve Nicosia. No, those are household words in their own house. Here's Orr. Garth is 1 for 4. Has singled, struck out, and driven in a run. Woodward deals. Base hit left field. Easler cuts it off. And so it's first and second, 1 out for Tony Fernandez, who is 2 for 5. A double, a triple, a run scored. For Woodward, 48 pitches, 2 2/3. A hit batsman, and a walk. He has struck out 2. He is a ground ball from getting out of this. Fernandez into right field. Evans shades over into right center and will make the catch. Lee will tag. Evans throws it in, and Manny doesn't run. I'm surprised that Lee held. I mean, he could probably score from second if Mosby singles, but why not just put yourself on to third and give yourself a chance to go ahead? Easler, Barrett, and Hoffman for the Red Sox in the 12th. Mosby's 0 for 4. Lloyd has an RBI and a strikeout. Woodward delivers. And Mosby draws the walk, so they're loaded. For Mullenix, who was 2 for 5, he has struck out twice. And you look at the outcome box, and it still favors Rob. And so with the bases loaded and 2 out, Woodward says, I'm ready, and Gedman says, okay. So Lee on third, Org second, Mosby on first. 3-3, 2 out, top of the 12th. Pitch to Mullenix. He walks home Lee. So the best laid plans of mice and men, and it's now 4-3. And they're looking again, and again, Woodward's going to stay to face Bell, who's 1 for 5 with a strikeout. George has a grand slam on the year. Not this time. Armas, left center, coming in, and the Red Sox now need a run. Toronto gets the go-ahead run on a hit and a bases-loaded walk. They've left 9 on. Bottom of the 12th, 4-3 Toronto. And so Henke, Easler, Barrett, and Hoffman. 4-3 Jays. Henke pitches to Easler. Mike hits a ground ball to second. Org over to Upshaw. 1 out. Henke stays in for Barrett. And now you'll look at it, and Eddie Urak, and that's, the computer didn't like that call at all. Anyway, Eddie's 0 for 7. That backfired on me, huh? Henke from the wind. Struck him out. Yep, that worked. So 1-2 changeup, swung on and missed, and the Blue Jays are 1 out away. Last chance saloon for the Red Sox, 1 to tie, 2 to win it. They're going to go with Hoffman. Might well. Evans on deck should the game stay alive. Henke. Base hit right field. Extra bases coming up. Hoffman digging for 2. Barfield in the corner. And the throw to second is not in time. And that's the 24th double for Hoffman. And here comes Dwight Evans. And he is the winning run. He is 0 for 4. So Henke, although the odds are in his favor, they were for Hoffman. And if the game is extended again, on deck is Wade Boggs. So here's the ball game right here. Hoffman on second. Evans at the plate. Henke in front of 34,000 screaming fans at Fenway Park. And Heron, who is the catcher, goes out to talk to Tom. Popped up. Left side. Mullenix is going to run out to New England to get that one. And the count is 0-2. Heron, by the way, is a 1 and a 2 behind the plate. Those are Lawrence Welk numbers. So the count is 0-2 to Dwight Evans. Hankey delivers. Strike three, the Blue Jays win it. What a ball game here in Boston. And the Red Sox fall to 5.5 back. The Blue Jays win on the game-winning bases-loaded walk. To Rance Mulliniks in the 12th inning. So poor Rob Woodward, 3 1/3. He had 75 pitches. I went with what the outcome box said and trying to manage it fair, and sometimes it don't work. Tom Hankey gets the win. What a performance. 2 1/3, 1 hit, and struck out 5. So Tom Hankey is going to be your digital nice player of the game. What a stand and deliver performance. I'm telling you, that's why I think the Jays are favored to go to the series. 4 runs, 11 hits, no errors. Toronto strands 9. They go to 87-57. 3-7-0 for the Red Sox. They left on 7. What a good ball game. That was fun indeed. So the Blue Jays' magic number goes down to 14. Let's play the rest of this Tuesday in baseball. The Reds shut out the Giants. Andy McGaffigan throws a 3-hitter. 2-0. LaPointe with the loss. Gary Reedus 2 for 4. With a triple and a stolen base. Montreal beats the Cubs 5-4. Randy St. Clair 3-1. Lee Smith 2-7. Leon Durham 18th of the year, 3 for 4 and 2 RBI. St. Louis beats Pittsburgh 4-3. Magic number 9. Jeff Lottie 3-5. Jose De Leon 7-10. Steve Braun a solo homer. In fact, the magic number is 8, I think, or 9, because Montreal won. Philly beat the Mets 8-3. Shane Rawley 11-13. They pound out 17 hits. Ed Lynch falls to 13-12. Foley 3 for 5 is 6 of the year. Drives in 2. Oakland beats Cleveland 8-1. Tim Burtz is 6-10. Wardles 2-6. Mike Heath 3 for 5, 3 RBI and a triple. Yankees beat the Tigers, so the lead stays 4 for Toronto. Ron Guidry 17-12. Dan Petrie 17-11. Alan Trammell 2 for 4, 16th of the year and a triple. Milwaukee beat Baltimore 9-3. That's pretty much it for Detroit and Baltimore. Teddy Higuera 15-8. Ken Dixon 10-4. Ben Ogilvie is 4th of the year, 1 for 2 and 2 RBI. Houston beats Atlanta 7-6. Mathis 3-5. Zane Smith falls to 6-8. Phil Garner 4 for 4 and a 6th RBI. Dale Murphy hits his 40th of the year for the Braves. Minnesota beats Texas 4-1. Frank Viola 12-15. Dave Schmidt 6-8. Gary Gaetti 2 for 4 with his 15th of the year. Viola threw a 2-hitter, by the way. Kansas City beats Seattle 8-2. Joe Beckwith 5-1. Matt Young 10-18. George Brett 2 for 5, 34th of the year, 2 RBI. Angels keep pace. They shut out Chicago 8-0. Mike Witt goes to 14-10. Britt Burns 10-12. Doug DeCinces 3 for 5, 2 RBI and 2 doubles. Jays lost to the Dodgers in 7. I could see that being the World Series, John. Last but not least, the Dodgers lose to San Diego 4-1. Goose Gossage gets the win. Jay Howell the loss. Mick Reynolds is 16th of the year. Drives in 3. I expect to get Strat football. And so I'll see you tonight at 8 o'clock for that. Next baseball game will be these two teams Tuesday afternoon at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Till then, I'm Ron Jucker. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you the next time. Bye-bye.